Hey humans, it's me again, it's Kat. I have finally decided to make another video, mainly because I have a bunch of other stuff I need to do, but let's not think about that right now. This is a random video. I decided to do this out of the blue, sort of. I read up a bunch of this or that questions. I'm sure you guys all know this. You have two options. I have to pick one. And yeah. I don't know. I really don't know. I think loneliness is getting to me. Anyway, we're gonna start now and ignore everything else I just said. Uh, so yeah. Number one. It's an age-old question, but it's an important one. Coke or Pepsi? I'm choosing Pepsi, honestly. But not gonna lie, I've been trying to cut back on caffeine since January, and I've done pretty well. I don't drink caffeine that much anymore. It's usually the zero sugar Sprite because normal Sprite tastes pink, but that's a whole nother story. Next thing is a talking pet or a talking baby. I'm gonna go with talking pet. I grew up with cats, and I always look after my grandma's dogs when she goes away, and I would really like to know what they think of me. A baby, it's gonna learn to talk anyway, so why rush, you know? I'm also I've never really been around a baby, honestly. And I wouldn't want to know what they think. Because they kind of talk already, like making noises. Ignore me. What's the next one? Obviously the cat or dog, it's a bit hard. I think personally I would rather own a dog than a cat. Because it would give me an excuse to actually go out, and I feel like that's something I need, but I don't think we're allowed pets here. I mean, some people have cats, and I do know there's dogs, but I don't know about this specific apartment thing, if we're allowed. This specific room. Anyway. I don't know what number this is. I wasn't counting. But fruit or veg? Personally, I eat more fruit. Always have. Except when I was younger, I'm pretty sure I ate frozen peas as like a snack sometimes. I was a weird kid. But yeah, I'm way more likely to eat fruit over veg. Unless the veg is hidden in something. But yeah, anyway. Don't even tell, but I'm a little bit introverted. So, yeah. Next one. I had like a list in order, but I'm not even going down that order for some reason. So I don't know what number I'm on. But necklace or bracelet? I wear necklaces. I prefer necklaces. I do own bracelets, and I am supposed to technically wear a bracelet when I leave the house because it's a medical one, but I have it on I have one of those things that you attach stuff to that you put around your neck, which I've attached a bracelet to. But even then, I actually don't wear it that often. I should really start doing that. It could be bad if I don't. But, stuff in my mouth. I'm gonna say number 8, but I could be wrong. Dark chocolate or milk chocolate? Milk chocolate. 100% milk chocolate. I don't mind, dark chocolate's more like a cake thing. So, yeah. If I had to pick between animals or people, I would very clearly say have to go with animals. Yeah. No, I'll go with animals. So this is for food, this one again. Sauce, condiments, whatever. Do you put it to the side of your chips or do you cover the chips? Because I have it on the side, I can't cover it. I used to do that because my sister doesn't like ketchup, but I do. So if I didn't want to have something, I would just put ketchup on it. And yeah, a lot of ketchup was used. Wait. I don't know how that phrase works, but whatever. So hot food or cold food? I honestly will eat food straight from a fridge. Like fried potatoes, roast potatoes, boiled potatoes, leftover pizza and sausages. I won't even heat it up. 9 out of 10. I don't know if this is a lazy thing or it probably is. But actually, some foods do taste better cold, especially when it's spicy. I will wait for my spicy. If I've cooked something spicy, or I've stuck something spicy in the microwave, I should say, because I'm not really a cook. If it's spicy, I will actually like wait for it to cool down quite a bit before I even eat it. So even though I do eat spicy food, I would actually have to say I prefer non-spicy because that was the next question: spicy versus non-spicy. In regards to films, do I prefer? I'll put a number here somewhere because I'm not keeping track. Films, comedy or horror? I don't really watch films actually, but growing up, I really liked horror films, and I still like spooky, creepy stuff now. I was just watching some paranormal investigations on YouTube. I spend most of my day doing that. Honestly, I don't get much done. I have no motivation really to do much. But yeah, I do like horror. I really do want to do paranormal investigations too. That would be fun. But I need to get equipped with that and find somewhere. There's really not many spaces. Oh, there are, but there aren't spaces that like I could freely go, like easily, not freely. I'm sure I would have to pay. There's like a couple of history sites that are said to have spirits, and I would really like to take equipment there if I ever get equipment. Yeah, anyway, next one. Would I rather have a time machine or a magic wand? This is hard. I grew up watching Doctor Who, but I also really like magic stuff. Hmm. If I had a time machine, I could do so much. But if I had a magic wand, maybe there's a time travel spell. I'm gonna go with magic wand here. Because I can do whatever with a wand. Well, not whatever, there's probably gonna be limitations. But maybe there's like a time travel spell. Because in Harry Potter, we have that little, I can't remember what it's called, but Hermione has that necklace. So I'm assuming, for my sake, I'm gonna say that is possible with limitations, but I would be okay with that if there was like something short term I had to go back and do. Maybe like a 5-6 year limit either side. I think that would be cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'll go with wands. The next one is shop online or in store. I do like shopping online. I do that more, but I volunteer somewhere once a week in like the back of the place, and that's like the only time I really go into shops to look, or if someone has to drag me to a shop in person. Because I really don't leave the house. I don't have any friends to leave that house to see, and I don't want to walk all the way across town to get a bus to see my mom every day, because I live with my dad. Yeah, I'm 22, I live with my dad now. That was a whole situation I'm not going to get into. But yeah, I live with my dad now, and that's means seeing my mom is harder, which honestly, I'm not that mad about. I chose to live here. I chose to move in with him. I feel like I've improved a bit in certain aspects. Not cooking though. Still just make quick food. I am going to learn to cook. I do have rice in a cupboard somewhere, so I might cook something with rice later. I don't know. I have a bunch of stuff out I need to figure out. So what I need to figure out. Bath or shower? So, I'm gonna say shower. When I was really, really little, I've lived in 3 houses. This is the 3rd place I've lived. And this is gonna be hard to explain without giving too much away. But, in one, like the first house I ever lived in, there was a bath. And my grandma, she used to have a bath in her section. Now it's all showers. I think I might have enjoyed baths at one point, but like as I got older, I feel like almost claustrophobic. I don't know if that's the right word, but I don't. I don't know. I'm gonna pick shower because that's what I've done since I was like 7 or 8. I've had showers. I've never really liked baths. I think I just didn't want to drown. Anyway, I'd probably fall asleep because I take really long showers, so I would probably take really long baths if I had a bath. I don't know where I'm going with this one. But, where was I? This one's an easy choice because it's rekindle an old friendship or an old romance. Guys, I will confess here, I've never dated anyone. I've never really knew anyone, really. I barely had friends, so why would I date someone? Yeah, there are some people that I really wish that I could get in contact with since leaving school. I stopped talking to everyone once I left school because I left school at 16 really suddenly, and I didn't want to interrupt or like distract the people I used to, because I moved school, and then like I would only really see the people on the bus, and then I stopped going and I never reached out to them because I didn't want to distract them, and I guess they just never reached out to me. There are some fun, really, that I wish I've tried. I say I tried. I've tried to add her on Facebook again, but that was like over a year ago now, on and off. Because I would send a request, then I'd delete the request after a couple weeks, and then I sent another request when it sounds bad, I guess, in some ways, but I really needed someone. I wasn't family. And I guess she didn't see it. She must be busy. I get it. People move on. It's just a little sad, and I've never been able to make friends since. So yeah, I would rekindle friendships if I could, but I don't really have many people that I considered friends anyway. Wow, this is getting depressing. Netflix or YouTube? I'm gonna say YouTube. I do love Netflix. I've just watched Mr. Queen. It is very good. There's a lot of K-dramas, obviously. There's some other shows. But, yeah, YouTube. I spend more time on YouTube, funny enough. I mostly watch paranormal investigations, because I've always been interested in that. I grew up in an old house. Well, no, I don't. But kind of did. It's hard to explain. We lived on the same property. It's like family property, but it was an old property. So the oldest house was like really old. There's like a story to the house. And I've always wondered, because like something's, well, nothing big or bad, just like small things that sometimes you're like, oh, the ghost moved my homework, so I couldn't do it. Try using that on a t-shirt. I never did. I didn't want to get sent somewhere. I already had enough issues with school. Breakfast. By that I mean, would I fry up / for English breakfast, or like a croissant or like a continental breakfast. I think that's what it's called. Fry up. Hands down, fry up. But I put my hand up, as I said, hands down, fry up. Yeah. There's some good places where I live that mostly along the coast, I would say. I would recommend anyone who's like visiting the UK, I guess, or Britain, anywhere. If you're gonna get a fry up, and I would, well, maybe not everywhere, there are probably good places away from coast, but where I am anyway, ignore the whole recommendation. Where I am, I've only ever really gotten a good fry up along the coast because my grandma, she would take me and my sister like during the summer months. We would go down to the beach, have like a breakfast there. It was like even for like birthdays, just randomly like a thing happens. It's like go get a breakfast on the beach. It's good. I would definitely recommend a fry up if you've never had one before. Yeah. Anyway. Samsung or iPhone. I'm filming on a Samsung. Yay. I had a Samsung when I was younger, but then since I went to working, I've only really gone like the cheap Androids. But I have some money from something my dad set up, and it was just enough to get me this phone. Because my old phone was dying anyway. I didn't just buy a random phone because I had the money. My old phone was dying. Poor little guy. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Boiled egg or fried egg? I've never really been a fan of boiled eggs. Also, these are just random things I got off of the internet. I really didn't have to think. Some of them I did think of, but it's like the generic ones that everyone thinks of. I prefer fried egg. Strange combo this might be. But, there's a shop, a supermarket, grocery store, whatever you want to call it. It has food, that's the main point. And, it has these little spicy chicken bite things. Dipping that in the egg yolk. So, because these chicken things are already cooked, so you can eat it cold or you can heat it up. I would say, like, very rare that I do this. I've only done it like 2 or 3 times when I was at my grandma's. Because my sister was frying eggs at the time. And, yeah. Spicy, not spicy, but like a mild spicy chicken thing with dipped in fried egg is actually surprisingly good. And I don't know, like, you can try it if you want. I'm not going to say anything. If I could pick between an art museum or a history museum, I will take a history museum. Would you believe I wanted to try to start a history channel? Here's the thing with my history channel. My necklace. I do want to do it, but I procrastinate a lot with research. Plus, oh yeah, I procrastinate a lot. Because I've had, for like the past year, about a year ago, I actually came up with the idea of doing a history thing. I just didn't, like, do it until recently. I actually started filming a video. I've only got 1 video up on that channel. And it's a pretty bad one. I might redo it again in the future or take it down or something. But, I have like a list of places I want to talk about. And it's a long list. And research takes me forever. I love learning about history things, but thing is, when I start learning about like this one place, I'm gonna say I was gonna do the Tower of London. I've been trying to research, but then I started looking at how like other places, and I always end up looking at other things, history related. Don't get me wrong, or I end up on some fanfiction websites. Don't judge me. I like reading. I think I read more fanfiction than I do actual books, but I'm looking at like 50 unread books in front of me. At like this little shelf thing. And you guys are on like 3 books anyway. Because I don't have an actual stand. Yeah, One more actually. Call or text. I would rather receive and send text than call someone, which is a problem because to get like a doctor's appointment or anything, you actually have to either go and go down in person and be like, hey, can I have an appointment at some point? Which it's me, I don't really like doing that. Or you have to call them in the morning, which I won't do because, well, one, I just don't really need to go to the doctor, I don't think. And yeah, texts, messages, mostly I send memes. Or I say mostly. I don't really message anyone. Maybe like my mom or dad, like occasionally. Anyway, I think I'm gonna end this here today because my mind is just gone blank. I have a list of like 50, but I jumped through it. I have no idea which ones I've done anymore. So I'm gonna go and yeah. Bye, humans. See ya.